Welcome, humans, and any celestial body else out there listening. This is Curious Minds, Infinite Answers. I'm your host, Courtney Christine Koskin. This podcast, simply put, is a mix of human curiosity and how, with the help of AI technology, curious minds can get the answers we seek. Let's get mind-bending and plunge deep beneath the surface of our everyday thoughts. Let's begin.
Happy New Year, everybody. Wherever you are, whatever moment you're in, I hope that you're finding peace. I hope that your nervous system is calm and balanced. And I hope that this year starts off beautifully right for you. There's something I want to explore that I've been personally sitting with for a while now and learning myself. And before we get into anything philosophical or spiritual, all that good stuff I like to get into, I want to start somewhere very simple and very human. Every single one of us has thoughts we didn't choose. Thoughts that show up uninvited. Thoughts that replay old moments, thoughts that jump ahead into imagined futures, thoughts that can change how we feel in an instant, thoughts that interrupt any kind of meditation we would have hopefully liked to have implemented into our lives to make our lives more peaceful and grounded. Most of the time, we don't question these thoughts. We assume they're true. We assume they're us, and it just kind of happens on autopilot. And that assumption quietly shapes how we live. At the most basic level, everything we experience is energy. Sound is vibration. Light is frequency. Our bodies are systems of moving particles and electrical signals, and thoughts are no different. From a scientific perspective, a thought is an electrical and chemical event in the brain. Neurons fire, signals travel, patterns repeat. A thought arises, carries a certain emotional charge, and then fades. Unless we grab onto it. And here's the part most of us were never taught. A thought is not a solid thing. It's an event. It's energy. A thought is simply energy in motion. Some thoughts pass quickly, like background noise. Others carry more charge, like fear, excitement, regret, anticipation. And those are the ones that tend to hook us because they kind of take over our entire nervous system. It helps to make an important distinction here, brain versus the mind, because the brain is a physical organ. You can see it, you can touch it.
Don't actually touch it.
You know it's in there. The mind, however, is more like an electrical field or stream of information. The brain generates signals, but the mind is the ongoing process of thoughts, memories, interpretations, emotional reactions, mental images, internal dialogue. And most of this happens automatically. You don't wake up and choose your first thought of the day. You don't decide which memory pops up next. You don't consciously script your emotional reactions. The mind runs patterns, many of them shaped by past experiences, conditioning, and survival mechanisms that were designed to protect us, not necessarily to make us happy. Over time, we begin to identify with that stream. We say things like, this is just how I am, or this is just my personality, or this is who I am. But is it? Here's where something subtle but powerful can happen. At some point, maybe during stress, anxiety, or exhaustion, you notice a thought instead of being swept away by it and just jumping on it like a surfer on a wave. Maybe it's a thought of worry, maybe it's a thought of self-criticism, maybe it's a familiar mental loop. And for a brief moment you realize, I'm aware of this thought. That moment matters more than it seems, because the instant a thought is noticed, something else is present. Awareness. And awareness is not the thought itself. This isn't spiritual, it's experiential. You don't have to believe anything. You can test it right now. If you can notice a thought, that thought cannot be who you are. And this changes a lot. This realization doesn't mean thoughts stop. They still have energy. They still influence emotion and the body. But the relationship changes. Instead of being inside every thought, You're now in a position to observe it. That observation creates space, and space creates choice. Because without awareness, thoughts trigger reactions automatically. With awareness, response becomes possible. Chosen response becomes possible. This is where people often begin to talk about what's referred to as becoming the observer. And that language can be incredibly odd, but also incredibly helpful when you start to tune into it. Think of the observer as a tool, not an escape. When you recognize yourself as the one observing thoughts, emotions, and reactions, something softens. Life doesn't stop happening. Challenges don't disappear. Emotions still move through you, but you're no longer fused with every internal event. You begin to see that what's happening internally inside you and externally in your environment is simply energy in motion. Thoughts rise, emotions surge, and situations unfold. And none of it is personal in the way we once believed. This doesn't make one passive. It actually makes us present. This whole idea of observing your own thoughts, becoming aware and having choice and agency over your reactions instead of everything being so automatic or reactive. There's value in that. When you stop believing that every thought defines you, you don't lose control of your life, you actually regain it. You begin to notice patterns before they run you. You feel emotions without being consumed by them. You thoughtfully respond instead of react, and slowly, quietly, you realize something profound. You are not here to control every thought. You are here to relate to them differently. Awareness doesn't remove life's challenges. It changes how you meet them. So what comes next? Okay, this episode is just the beginning. Today, I just wanted to kind of open up the door to understanding how the mind works and the thoughts that arise as energy, and how awareness creates space and choice. Though there is a deeper question that naturally follows. If you can observe your thoughts, if you can observe your emotions, if you can even observe yourself observing, then what exactly is aware? Who exactly is aware? And that's where we'll go next. I could literally talk about this for hours, but I'm not going to. Not today. But before I close this episode, I want to bring in a perspective that really helped anchor all of this for me in a practical way. Psychologist and author Stephen Walensky, in his work and in his book Quantum Consciousness, talks about thoughts and emotions not as fixed personal traits, but as energy in motion. And you're going to keep hearing energy in motion because that is literally our reality and what it's made of. The word emotion itself literally means energy moving. And when you look at it this way, something will shift. Emotions aren't who you are. They're movements passing through the system. Thoughts aren't commands or truth. They're energetic events arising, interacting, and dissolving. Can you imagine if you got stuck in an emotion forever? Like somebody cut you off in traffic and you got super mad and ticked off, just reactive, and you just stayed that way for 3 years. How miserable would that be? Okay, but realistically, that doesn't happen. These emotions, these energies in motion come and go. They are not you because there's still something that remains after these emotions go. The awareness. From this perspective, suffering doesn't come from energy moving. It comes from identifying with that energy. It comes from believing that every thought and every emotional wave defines you, because what happens is we connect with it. We were not taught how to disconnect with it. But there is a way, and it takes time, but boy, is it worth it. When awareness is present, those movements can be felt without being owned, noticed without being resisted, and allowed to pass without being turned into a story. When you begin to observe thoughts, emotions, and reactions as energetic processes, when you make the time to slow down, and begin to observe thoughts emotions, and reactions as energetic processes rather than personal identities, you naturally regain a sense of agency by no longer being controlled by every internal movement. Life still happens. Feelings will still arise, but you're no longer lost inside them. Picture seeing what you feel in any given moment, ideally with the negative emotions, because these are the ones that we want to kind of understand and detach from as soon as possible so that it doesn't release the stress hormones in our body and raise our cortisol levels, and we end up saying things we don't mean to people that we love. So imagine the next time you're fearful, stopping and noticing, being aware of that emotion, being aware of that fear, closing your eyes, seeing it as a ball of energy. You can even imagine fear labeled across the ball. Now, step inside that ball and merge with it. You're feeling it. You're feeling the emotion. Fear sucks. Nobody likes to be scared. Now, step outside the ball. You are no longer attached to that energy. You are observing it. It has no control over you. Now take that ball and put it in your hands and throw it as far away from you as you can. Just see what happens. See how you feel when you do that kind of exercise with any negative emotion that arises. If there's anything that I can encourage you to do moving forward, I'm not asking you to fix your emotions or change who you are. Simply notice what's moving, and notice that you are not the movement itself. I'll get deeper next time into what that awareness really is, but for now, let's just let this land. Let it work quietly. Sometimes the most powerful shifts don't come necessarily from a lot of effort. They come from a quiet understanding of truths finally being seen, not with our physical eyes either, but something we kind of always knew all along, on the inside. Just think about it. Until next time. Thanks again for being here in this moment.
Thank you for tuning in to Curious Minds, Infinite Answers. I'm Courtney Christine Koskin, and I hope you'll join me for next week's episode as we proceed down the path of curiosity and discovery, uncovering various topics along the way. If you have any comments or want answers to your burning curiosities, drop me a line in the comments below. Until we meet again, find the good in the world, and if you can't find it, be the good.